Hi everybody, it's Tim Wild here, and I'm coming to you with what will be the final video of 2018, because tomorrow is January the 1st, it's 2019. So Happy New Year, and hope you've all had a wonderful festive season, holidays and Christmas, or however you celebrate it. Tomorrow is going to be a very significant date. It's the 1st of January. 2019 is going to be a very different year to the one that we've experienced energetically. We're just moving out of 2018 was a master year. It was an 11 or a 1-1, which they're very intense years. These master number years, they're very pushy, they're very forward moving, and I'm absolutely sure that all of you listening to this will have at one stage or another been challenged on your ascension pathway. I know I have. I'm as human as everybody else is, and 2018 has been absolutely beautiful in many ways, but it's also been exceptionally challenging, and I'm really looking forward to this coming year, and just simply to see what it brings. We're working so hard, we're doing so much work internally for ourselves, we're doing so much work for the planet, and I know for a fact that no effort is wasted. Every single little bit of effort or intention or work that we do always has a powerful end result. We're walking masters. We're moving back into this very high frequency, self-assured and powerful version of ourselves that was kind of like left for 10,000 years while we kind of existed on this planet in the third dimension. But we're no longer in the third dimension anymore. As you've heard me say many times before, we're in the fourth dimensional window, which lasts for 20 years from the point of the cosmic moment, roughly 18 to 20 years, maybe less. And each year that passes, more and more progress is made. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a chakra which is very has a huge amount of effect on the way that we live. Okay, this is the Solar Plexus chakra. So far I've been covering kind of from the Earth star upwards, and I'm working my way up through the chakras, as many of you will know. If this is the first one of my videos that you've come across, then there are plenty. All of the other ones are available on YouTube as well, so you can play catch up at some point. Now, the Solar Plexus chakra is a very physically interactive chakra. It's one of our energy nexuses that has almost, you hear of these very busy people that have their fingers in many pies doing many different things. Well, the Solar Plexus is almost a version of that. It will be acutely aware of every single thing that is going on around you. Okay, its job in the third dimension, the Solar Plexus, so for those of you that might not be quite aware where it is, it's directly underneath your heart. Place your hands on the Solar Plexus here. It's tangible. You can feel its energy if you place your hands on it. Now, its job in the third dimension was to keep us safe. Okay, now what the Solar Plexus would do is it'd send out almost hundreds of photographic kind of energy bursts every second. A little bit, the way that I always describe it to people is, if you imagine a bat looking for insects at night, it does so, it can't see very well. Bats are primarily blind. They send out a sonic wave into the air around them, and that sonic wave captures pictures of the insects, and the bat knows that there is an insect that is worth eating there. Well, the Solar Plexus does a very similar job. It photographs everything around you personally and brings a tiny little piece of that energy back to you to give you a report of what is going on around you in your environment. Now, in the third dimension, this planet wasn't a particularly safe place for anybody to live. We're still kind of working on that at the moment as well, but its job was to keep you safe. Okay, so if there was a potential accident down a certain road, your Solar Plexus would light up. It would give you that very strong impression that you shouldn't take that that particular, so it's very tied in with our intuition. So this is what your solar plexus is doing every second. It is microbursting your surroundings. It's taking pictures of your surroundings all the time and reporting back to you. Now, when we moved into 4D, when this entire planet shifted, when we had our 12 chakras returned to us, the solar plexus, it sounds a little bit computery, you've heard me mention this before, the solar plexus went into a state of upgrade. It became a much more powerful version of what it was previously. So instead of taking kind of pictures of your immediate surroundings, it's taking pictures energetically of everything in a 20-mile radius around you. Now, everybody, just particularly to the year, you know, particularly the year that we've had, there's a lot of people out there in fear. There's a lot of people dropping density. There's a lot of people who are kind of, you know, wrangling with this open heart that they now have and this highly defensive ego. And all of these energies are in the mix. They're all available, they're all tangible, everybody can feel them, and particularly we are receiving them by the solar plexus. So, as you may be aware of before, if you've been following me before on YouTube or via my Tim Wild Practical Ascension page, I devised a method called I called it the 7-day Solar Plexus Challenge, which involves a crystal. It doesn't have to be a huge crystal, it doesn't have to be fancy, it can just be a simple piece of quartz. And the idea is to work with your solar plexus, okay, and to change the vibration that your solar plexus is looking for. Now, it is actually remarkably simple and effective and easy to do this. It takes a little bit of time and persistence, but it works, okay? So if you are feeling particularly overwhelmed by people's energies at the moment, if you are always picking up stuff that you don't want to pick up, if say for example, you know, particularly in the position that many of us are in now, where we are teaching, we're leading, we're healing people, the people that are coming to us will link into the solar plexus if they are feeling particularly needy at the time, or they need an extra boost of energy, or they need a confidence boost, or they need guidance. All of this occurs in that area. So the most effective way is you get this crystal, and this is really easy. You do it in the morning before you get out of bed, and you do it at night time before you go to sleep. Just take 5 minutes to lie there on your back with the crystal on your solar plexus. If you imagine the hands of a clock, say 9 o'clock is here on the right hand side where my right hand is, and 3 o'clock is here where it should be on that side. Imagine the hands of the clock going round from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and you do this with the crystal. You actually wind the hands of the clock round with the crystal, and you'll almost, when the hands of the clock go from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, you'll feel a perceptible click. That is the solar plexus chakra resetting at a higher vibration, and that setting is love, okay? Now, this is the beautiful part about it, because your solar plexus will then immediately be searching for a different vibration around you. This might sound like it is overtly simple, or like it won't, you know, a lot of people say, well, this stuff never works for me. It requires persistence, it requires work. You can't just do it the once and expect it to kind of ditch 10,000 years of programming. You have to be a little bit persistent with this, okay? I'm still working with mine all the time. I'm highly sensitive, I'm highly clairsentient, and I'm always picking up stuff around me. So, you know, my solar plexus doesn't always want to stay in that ineffable state of love. It likes to click back into where it's been comfortable for 10,000 years, and that's a blueprint. As many of you will realise, that is a blueprint. It's sort of almost like a muscle memory. You have to retrain that muscle and that memory to sit at a different frequency. This is a frequency that we are going to be naturally moving into. You know, this is not going to be a fear-based planet for the future. It is going to be a very love-filled planet. It's going to be balanced. It is going to be filled with positive vibrations once we've got all of this work done. This, you know, if I wasn't so certain, if I wasn't absolutely certain of that future, I wouldn't be sat here doing this job, because it would be pointless. We're all working towards a goal, and that goal is effectively our golden future. And last week I was this wasn't last week, there's been quite a period in between, talking about the navel chakra and how it contains the blueprints for our golden future. Well, the solar plexus is a very important part of our everyday life, and the clearer and the brighter our energy is, the more effectively we can do our job. So just take a few moments to work with that today. If you are empathically picking up other people's energy all the time, if you feel that you've got a lot of cords and attachments in your solar plexus, and we all have them, it's not just because you might be kind of a little bit overwhelmed with other people's energy doesn't mean you're a bad light worker or anything, or you haven't been doing your job properly, or you can't keep yourself clean. We all get it, and it's part of earth life. And particularly if you are in a position where you are guiding other people, people come to you, people need that light, they need your energy, they need that feeling of security, and the solar plexus is the first port of call. So make sure that your solar plexus is clean so that you can do your job effectively, and you will magically feel not a desensitization, but a complete drop in the way that you are feeling fear energy around you. Half the time that you are sensing or feeling a certain emotion, it doesn't belong to you. Okay, these emotions, they are absolutely everywhere, and they're becoming more and more tangible by the second. The more sensitive we become, the more we pick up on everybody else's energy, and we've got to learn how to survive in that dimensional space. It is imperative that we start becoming kind of masters of our own situations, rather than the situations around us mastering us on a continual basis, and this is a very effective way of doing it. So just give it a try. You might have heard me talk about this before, but the solar plexus, it's expanding with all of this light that we're receiving at the moment. Our chakras are taking this in. We are expanding. We're becoming a much highly tuned, much more expansive version of ourselves. So just do a little bit of homework with the chakras and you will feel a lot better with your environment. So yeah, this is going to be my last video of 2018, and I hope that you've all had a wonderful holiday. However you're celebrating the new year, I shall be meditating it in quietly like I normally do. Gone are my party days. It's I like to feel that fresh start with a clear head, and I'm sure all of you will be doing celebrating it and intending it in one form or another. And no, I'm really looking forward to next year as well. I think we're all doing a fantastic job on this planet. We've got a lot of work to do, but we're personally, 2019 is going to provide us with an easier template to work with. The energy for us personally is going to be a lot smoother. It'll be a lot easier. We'll find it a lot easier to achieve what we want to achieve, without having these continual tests and pushes, and I'm not saying that we'll be free of them, but they won't be as intense as the master number year that we've just been through. And I'm going to be running my usual talks and workshops. I'm going to be working in Germany, I'm going to be in Finland, I'm going to be in Sweden, I'm going to be in Malta later on in the year. I'm going to be doing lots of lovely Zoom workshops online with myself and with my lovely co-host Birkin-Tor and Diana Cooper, and also I'll be providing sort of like regular updates on videos. So keep your eye on the Tim Wild Practical Ascension page, and wishing you all lots of love and wealth and happiness and prosperity and calm, peaceful progress and forward movement for the coming year. It's going to be a good one. We've got lots of work to do, but we're all going to do it together, and it's going to be brilliant. So lots of love, and I'll see you all in the new year. Bye for now.